Okay, so yesterday we had a long chat about postpartum depression, PPD. Okay, today we are going to talk about PPPD, paternal postpartum depression. Yes, you heard me right. Men can also have postpartum depression, okay, and a lot of men don't acknowledge it because a lot of men think that it might not be real. Okay, it is not widely spoken about. Shame, okay, the shame that they might be going through a mental health problem and they don't want to get help. And generally, men are brought up in society. You know, society actually brings up men to think that they are less manlier when they have emotions. Okay, so you know, you have to be macho and that kind of thing to be manly. Okay, so by you having depression or anxiety, or especially when it's related to postpartum, it actually means that you have emotions, and generally if you have emotion means you're weak. Okay, that is why automatically I think everybody regards women as the weaker sex. Okay, she can be a bodybuilder, but still she will be referred to as a weaker sex. Okay, now let's look at why postpartum depression can happen in men. And yes, ladies, I know when you deliver, you are going through a difficult phase of your life. You are probably having postpartum depression as well. But if you are in control, okay, you are fine, you are not the person who's going through all these things, but you tend to notice that your husband or your partner is going through this thing, then they need help as well. Okay, so postpartum depression is not fully just for women, but it has been very less focused on men. Okay, number one, let's see why. Okay, give you all the most simplest example. This guy married this woman, both married for the first time, which means that they are first child together. Okay, however, our elderly, when the baby is born, the mom is holding the baby in the hospital, right? Of course lah, there are some people who will tell that, hey, you're holding the baby wrongly, or you know, adjust like this, adjust like that kind of stuff. But very seldom. It's like literally the mom picks up the baby in the correct manner, in the correct position, and she just knows it. Okay, but even the mother itself, because that's normal separation anxiety, she just delivered the baby, she wants the baby to be with her and that kind of thing. Okay, so she doesn't hand over to the husband. Okay, but when she does hand over to the husband, okay, or the husband comes and takes the baby, okay, you know what happens? The elders in the family will go like, hey, hold properly, hey, you're holding it wrong. They tend to criticize the men more than the women, like as though the men don't know how to do it. Okay, and like as though the women had training with 10 babies before that. Okay, it is the same. Both of them is their first child for both of them, first experience for both of them. Okay, so when everybody is around in the family visiting a newborn, okay, and then the baby is being passed around and that kind of thing, and the mother is actually taking that time to rest, okay, the baby starts crying and fussing and everything, and you know what everybody does? Give the baby to the mother, give the baby to the mother, give the baby to the mother. But why don't we say give the baby to the father? Okay, why do you think that only the mom can cool the baby? Why do you think the mom can soothe the baby when the father probably has that ability and probably is better at it as well? You know, I have met a lot of men who are able to calm their children down, who are able to put their kids to sleep compared to the ladies. You know why? The children are really naughty with their mummies. Okay, they bully their moms and that kind of thing, tend to listen. That doesn't mean like as though the dad is very strict or disciplined. No, they do have the ability. Okay, so what happens? Put yourself, now I want you guys to imagine, put yourself in a man's perspective. Okay, you're standing here, your wife is lying down there on the hospital bed, everybody, the elders are all around, you're watching her holding the baby and everybody fussing around her and the baby, and you're just standing there like, what should I do? Should I go and carry the baby? Should I help her? And they tend to get ignored, okay, and they tend to be, we say, less trusted. Okay, I'm sorry, but that is the truth. Okay, and even we as women, we always trust our husbands lesser, because it's like we know we do it like this, and they might do it a little bit different, but they do get the things done. But maybe over the years, it's just a practice, because men don't do it, so they tend to not trust the man. So after some time, the man go like, "Hiya, lazy lah, okay lah, fine, you just do it yourself, because even if I do it, you're going to complain. Even if I do it in a different way, you still will find fault with me." Okay, that kind of stuff. If me, whenever a new parent comes to the room, okay, when I check the baby and stuff like that, after I've checked the baby, if I'm holding the baby, I always pass the dad. And you know what the dad does? No, doctor, give the mother. You know why? Because he's scared. Sometimes it's not because he doesn't want to, but because he's scared, because we are not giving him the chance. And when I give it to him and I help him to adjust and teach him how to hold and everything, and you should be in my position. You should see the joy on their faces. Okay, right. The next thing is that when a man and a woman gets married, okay, before marriage, is the guy showering the girls, the gifts and all those things. But after a marriage, trust me, every man's first attention is their wife. Okay, that means the wife's full attention or focus is the husband. Okay, the guy still has the motorbike, the car and everything before he married her. Okay, I mean after he married her, but a lady, she does everything for the guy, okay, for her husband and things like that. And when the baby comes, it's not that she does not prioritize the husband, but as the mother, ting 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 ting, there's an alarm there that makes you a mother. It's not you ignore the husband, but your focus shifts. For example, how many of you women, I bet to you, 8 out of 10 women, you get up before your baby gets up at night when they want milk? It's like your body already gives you an alarm. Even if you're not breastfeeding, you're formula feeding, your body gives you an alarm that your baby is going to get up, and then you quickly get up and make the milk, and then just nice, the baby wakes up. Okay, so when the focus shifts, they feel left out. Okay, before this they were the hero in your life, and now the baby has stolen the limelight. Okay, number 3, so just now it's like the despair of not knowing what to do, not trusted. Okay, and then of course the despair of this thing that I just said. Okay, and the next one is that without paternal leave, like in Malaysia we don't really have paternal leave and stuff like that, so they feel very bad for their wife. Okay, so they feel that when they come back home, the home is so messy, the wife looks so disgruntled and that kind of thing. They feel so bad for her. Like, first of all, they feel bad that, why did I get her pregnant? Oh my God, she's suffering. Many men do feel that, okay? And then they feel that, oh my God, why I don't even have a paternal leave that I can stay at home and help her? She's doing everything by herself. Okay, and then when the constant crying, okay, so that's one part of it lah. Okay, the next one is the same thing, which for the women, the constant yelling and screaming and gassy, colicky baby at night that is doing, and you're watching your wife trying her best to do, and then you are also doing your best for the baby, but nothing is working. So you are stressed as well, and the lack of sleep, because your wife also lack of sleep, okay, and then you also lack of sleep, and probably you guys need to go to work and that kind of thing. So men also do go through hormonal changes, hormonal differences, and to be honest, all men need to know, you guys have hormones too. That's what makes you men as well. Okay, so there is no harm in feeling all this. And if you do feel overwhelmed, or as ladies, if you notice that your partner is being distant with you, he might be having this, and we need to get him checked. Last but not least is that your husband might find you beautiful, but you don't find yourself beautiful. So maybe when he wants to, have sex with you, okay, and you don't want to, and then he feels bad because he put you in a position where you have low self-esteem, okay, and then he doesn't know how to make you feel better about yourself. Every time a man says, you still look beautiful, you are everything to me, and say, you know what, we women, we will never believe them. We go like, no, I'm fat, you're just saying because you love me.